Well, speaking of people who don't respect democracy, before we go to the post game,
Yeah, I mean, I just want to preface this by saying this is a little story that you might want to think about. Maybe Democrats could have done more to obscure this or that Trump judge or Republican judge. Well, sometimes there's a reason that they're not super upset about a reactionary judge being put in a certain position.
absolutely not, and especially in the state of New York, where having those kind of friendly right wingers can be very helpful for a kind of establishment Democratic Party interest. For people who are unfamiliar, in Buffalo, India Walton won a historic election as a out and open Democratic socialist, as somebody who has firsthand experienced the struggle that working class people face in this country, someone who is fighting directly for her community and is rooted in her community, won their primary, the Democratic primary for mayor there. In a city like Buffalo, that pretty much means that you've won the position. And we covered first how the city council was trying to essentially destroy the position of mayor, to take away a lot of the power that it has. And that's still an ongoing fight, but that's a little bit more down the line, because now there's already another attempt to try to undermine the will of the people, the results of that vote. And that has come because a right-wing judge, as Matt was just alluding to earlier, has ruled that Byron Brown, the former mayor who India Walton trounced in the Democratic primary in Buffalo, is now going to be allowed on the ballot, despite the fact that he has missed the filing deadline by months. And there's a couple things to note about it. Just on the top. One, the case is just ridiculous, and there is a potential that it might go to federal court and might be thrown out. We'll see. I'm not going to sit here and hold my breath on that. But there's a few things that are really ridiculous about it. One, as we said earlier, India Walton went up against Byron Brown, and she defeated him soundly in a free and fair election, right? One where he refused to acknowledge her or to debate her or to treat her like a legitimate candidate for mayor, right? And that strategy cost him dearly. Now, this person who has spent their entire lives as a member of the Democratic Party, including holding leadership positions in the New York State Democratic Party, all of a sudden has an independent streak to himself and is now running as non-affiliated independent. It's a complete joke, and Hadius Tier, who interviewed India Walton and Jackman, made a good point on this. It's amazing how whenever a leftist considers maybe running as an independent or third party candidate, they almost immediately get attacked by all of those members of polite society saying, "Oh, you're going to be a spoiler. This is dangerous. You need to respect whoever wins the Democratic Party primaries." Somehow don't have those kind of oppositions when an incumbent candidate is going to run against a socialist who won their election. This is one of those things where the class lines of this fight are very, very clear. It's real estate industry, it's wealthy folks, including Republicans, who are lining up behind Byron Brown because they're afraid of what a democratic socialist, what a working class politics would look like in Buffalo.
Yeah, and because they're like real estate paymasters are, right? And other industries, right? That's really what it's about.
And I wanted to, did I send it to you? Yeah, if you could pull this Jackman piece, I just want to read a quick quote from it. This is an interview done by Hadius Tier, which is in Jackman, just came out this morning, where she sort of goes through, one, these attacks, and two, what her kind of politics represent. And I think that, this is why it's so powerful. Yeah. So if you can scroll down, excuse me, sorry. If you can scroll down to the question, I understand that for a person like him, just control F that.
Okay.
Actually, that's where you're at is actually good too. This is a phenomenal answer. I really like this a lot. So she says the developer class has been a central part of his campaign, talking about Brown from the start. What have they and Brown been responsible for in Buffalo? India Walton says, I'm not against development, right? Which I think is a great way to frame this. Mm-hmm. I'm against development on the backs of and out of the pockets of the working class and taxpayers in the city of Buffalo. And that's what we've seen. We've seen big donors supporting Brown's campaign, and in return, they get large development deals, contracts, and tax breaks. We're having conversations about my willingness to work across sectors and across political beliefs, but not in a way that compromises my values. What I value most is people over profit. So there will still be development, but it's not going to happen at the expense of Buffalo residents and taxpayers. And it's not going to be a quid pro quo. There won't be a bunch of patronage politics in the Walton administration. Things are going to be just, equitable, and fair. And I think that's like, this is why she's such an incredible candidate and will be an incredible mayor. Because, you know, she really gets it. It's like, it's not just some kind of like blanket thing, like, oh, we're not going to do development. We're going to make, you know, we're basically going to pause everything that's happening in the city. No, what she is saying is that she wants to make sure that these things are for the people. And if you're in a city like Buffalo, or hell, most cities across the country now, you realize that most of these places aren't changing. But for the most part, they're not changing for the better. I'd also just note, I don't know how much
Tom Nichols. Sorry, just to allude to our patron show from a few weeks back.
Yeah. Well, no, I was just saying, like, you know, the Buffalo Bills. Have you seen this? No. So the Buffalo Bills are trying to get a new stadium there.
Oh, right. So they're holding the city hostage.
They want to be 100% paid by taxpayers. I mean, the guy even threatened to move the owner even threatened to move the team to Austin, Texas. You know, if they don't get their demands, right? That's an example of something that does not benefit the people of Buffalo, to basically give, you know, a rich person a free stadium for them to continue, you know, to profit immensely off of the culture in the community, right? Like, sports teams really should belong to the people and to the communities that, you know, they represent. And it's so disgusting, but it just sort of shows you how this guy thinks and interacts with the city of Buffalo, right? That's business as usual, is that you can sort of make these demands and have them met.
Yeah.
And India Walton is representing something that's very different from that. And that's why they're trying to knock her out.
Yeah. And Hochul, new governor of New York, decided she's not going to endorse. Presumably you just endorse all the Democratic primary winners. But no, she's not going to endorse. So yeah. I mean, it's clear why. It's like, you know, it's no surprise to anybody. But it really is just amazing sometimes to see their hypocrisy. Do you have that video? It's in the chat. If we could just put it up for people to show them how to get involved. It's India Walton. Oh yeah, here we go.
Because if you're able to donate, this is a very important time, because, you know, sometimes these campaigns, you think they're over, as you would expect after the election. But, you know, this is going to take a little bit more work, unfortunately, to make sure that these results are respected.
Yeah, I mean, by a quirk of technology, one sort of possible leveling factor could be the ability to, like, nationally fundraise for someone like India Walton. Mm-hmm. Here's this.
My name is India Walton. I'm the Democratic nominee for Mayor of Buffalo. I'm coming to you to sound the alarm. We need all hands on deck right now. A corrupt, Trump-appointed far-right activist judge just overruled New York State election law in a flagrant attempt to bury our campaign. The establishment news media here keeps publishing dishonest hit pieces full of racist, sexist, fear-mongering with no evidence or corroborating sources. The wealthy elite are terrified that we're going to win and shift power from the ruling class to the working class. They may have money power, but we have people power. That's why I'm asking you to donate, sign up to phone bank and door knock, and get all your friends to do the same right now. Our democracy is at stake. Visit www.indiawalton.com now, today, to take action and save our democracy.
So please, you know, we'll try to keep people up to date with that election, but this is something that's really important, and you can't let them get away with this kind of nonsense.
I mean, it's a typical crime of, you know, liberalism. This is what they do. This is what we're up against, and, you know, God bless India Walton in the way she's fighting this battle. I mean, if you're going to help somebody out, She's already won the primary. She's got the people on her side, helping her push this through. Because I mean, yeah, if that's the ball game. If he can't be on the ballot and he has to be written in, Walton's going to walk with it. I mean, unless he just spoils it for the Republican. But
and just to know one more thing, what's so disgusting about this guy is he refused to debate her during the primary.
That's familiar,
right? And now he's doing this whole like bullish tone. He's like, "I'll debate you anytime, anywhere, any place," right? And exactly. It's like such a joke, right? You refuse to do it during the actual election, and now are acting like you're being silenced. It's so truly despicable.
So transparent, yeah.